this lib queer kid. This is a lib queer. He calls himself or herself. I couldn't tell you. A queer anyway. But I found this very fascinating. This dummy wants to leave the United States. The United States has been so terrible to queer people. Now, how? They've gotten every single thing they've asked for. They already had every right bestowed upon every other American. And then they got special rights, and they have special months and days, and they have to be treated with kid gloves. And if you criticize one, your existence goes away. It's amazing the way queers are treated in this country. But there's this illusion, this delusion that because Trump is president and there's Republicans and MAGAs out there, that they're beating gay people to death. And it doesn't happen to them, but they just assume, they're lucky every day they go out and they're not killed by conservatives and MAGA, Donald Trump. So this, whatever it is, wants to leave the country. But there are 4 criteria that this queer kid has, that whatever new country this kid goes to has to have these 4 things. And I found the 4 things pretty funny because it's so stupid, naive, and you kind of answer your own questions with why you feel you don't have those here and you would in certain other places. Let's watch this talk about the conditions for leaving America.
I really want to leave America and I don't know where to go or how. If anybody knows anything that fits these 4 categories that I'm looking for, please let me know. It would be so helpful. First, public transit, very important. Obviously I can drive, but I don't want to have a car to live, which is what you need to do in America, and it's really annoying. I recently went to Japan. That was awesome. That would be amazing if I don't need a car.
Could you pause for a second?
2.
Public transit, there's plenty of public transportation in this country. Go to any medium to large city and you will have public transportation and you'll be able to take that. Now, will it be as great as the systems in Japan? No. And now I don't think this little fucking twink wants to ask himself or herself that horrible question as to why the transit system in Japan is awesome and it's not that good here in America, especially since the only places that have a big, robust mass transit system are the major cities. Now, can you do a little of that reasoning I was talking about at the top of the show? A little common sense to figure out why that is? Interesting. Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining. And how bad is this fucking asshole's life in America if he here can afford to go to Japan? How many people are taking little jaunts to Japan to enjoy their transit system in America? So where's your money coming from? Where's your freedom and ability to travel abroad like that? Oh, don't start barking at the cat. Neo. Oh. Well, yeah, they're kind of getting along. They're kind of getting along a little here. What are you doing, Dallas? Oh, they're nose to nose. Oh boy. Neo smacks him right in the fucking head. He don't give a shit. But then Dallas starts barking, and I can't have this. They're commiserating. I can't have this. Okay, we'll go back to the. So that's the first thing. Public transportation, mass transit, you can have it. Go move to New York City. Go to Atlanta. How about the BART system in the Bay Area? There it is. Atlanta, the what do they call it? Apes?
They call it the MARTA, moving Africans rapidly throughout Atlanta.
Well, I've heard it without Africans. I've heard the A stand for something else. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, you have it. Why aren't you going there? Let's listen a little more.
Social safety nets are great. I'm scared to live in America. I don't know how people do it. Like, without free healthcare or socialized healthcare, it's crazy to me that people live.
All right, pause. You could pause that. Healthcare. Yeah. First of all, a hospital is obligated to treat you. You go to the hospital with some type of ailment, you'll have to sit in the emergency room. You will be seen. And there are other ways of getting medical attention. Do people with money get better medical attention because they have insurance? Yeah, they do. It's part and parcel with being in a country that is a capitalist society. There are many problems with our medical and health care system here in this country. But look, a lot of people manage to do it. You're a young person. Lots of young people go through their lives without insurance. It's, the odds are that you're going to be okay. And again, if you get into some kind of an accident, it's not a long-term illness, they'll take you, they'll put you in an ambulance and take you to the hospital and treat you. So what are you scared of? You're scared that you're not going to get medical attention if you need it? And you want to go to some socialized medicine country? Well, who pays for that? Taxpayers. Do you work? A lot of money comes out of your checks when you go to these places to get socialized medicine. But okay, that's one of the ones that almost make a little sense. You want to go to a place with socialized medicine, go right ahead. Let's listen to a little more here.
Here at all. So something like that would be lovely. Number 3, I'm queer. I want to go somewhere where I'm safe. I know Japan, gay marriage isn't legal. Same thing in like China. But I do think living in those places would still be fine. So I'm willing to compromise on gay marriage, but I definitely need to be safe.
Pause again, because where in America are you not safe being gay? Where? Where is this happening? Is there some little podunk town off a country road that you can't walk into the local bar and get? Probably. But then there's places all over the country that people of varying races, sexuality couldn't walk into safely. We have a lot of freedoms in this country. But as far as the world goes, as far as the planet Earth goes, I defy you to find a safer place for gays than the United States of America. Especially if you take the opportunity that you have to go to places like San Francisco, LA, New York City, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, queers. There's plenty of opportunity to be in America as a gay person and live your life safer than you could anywhere else in the world. And again, this queer brings up Japan and says, well, they don't have gay marriage there. But whatevs, I'll trade that for safety. Now I have to start thinking, What do you want to be safe from if Japan, that doesn't allow gay marriage, obviously the nation of Japan has a problem with gays and gays being married, right? You could assume that by the law that says that the same sex can't get married. So what do you want to be safe from? In America, you're allowed to get married. You're allowed to go anywhere, work anywhere you want. The pursuit of happiness is there. What do you want to be safe from? Maybe we'll get some answers in number 4. Let's listen.
Diversity, if possible, would be great. I'm incredibly lucky that I've grown up in Southern California. I know I'm not going to find anything like that somewhere else, which is unfortunate because, like, that's probably the best part of America, and that's what they're trying to get rid of right now. But I just don't think I could live anywhere where there's like one group of people. That'd be crazy. I think I would go crazy. So if anybody knows anywhere to go or how, it'd be so much appreciated. Thank you so much.
So all that, the first 3, and then the 4th one is I want to be in a place with diversity. Well, that negates the first 3. You want a public transportation system? Go to New York. See how that's going. See how safe you feel on a bus or one of those fucking subway trains. You feel safe down there, do you? Socialized medicine? Who takes advantage of our medical, our health system in this country by leaps and bounds? Who's responsible for a lot of the injuries and drug problems and You don't want to go somewhere where it's one type of person? Japan, you mentioned Japan. Those are Japanese. They don't like other people coming in and calling themselves Japanese. You know, oh, if someone comes here from Somalia, they're Americans. Oh, I'm an American. You go to Japan, you're not Japanese. You're whatever you are living in Japan. So the diversity thing, and because you were raised in Southern California, so they mean Mexicans and some blacks, because that's most of what Southern California is. A lot of Mexicans, some blacks, and why don't you feel safe then? Why wouldn't you feel safe? If you lived in a lily white community, which you might, would you feel safe then? Would you say, I feel safe physically from being assaulted? Or maybe just being called names. You deem that not safe. But I know blacks and a lot of Hispanics, they don't like that shit. I can't imagine this little twink walking around Southern California and not being heckled by Mexicans and blacks. I just can't see it. In a white neighborhood, they wouldn't fucking pay attention. Oh, hi. Who are you? Well, welcome to the neighborhood. Glad to have you. You'd feel safe. So all those criteria, those 4 criteria, don't make sense. They conflict with each other. But it's a dopey little confused kid. But I just had to point out the utter and complete hypocrisy there. Doesn't get it. You can't have all those. I know. I play Call of Duty. I go to get a weapon, and I put a suppressor on it, and then I want to change the barrel. He goes, you can't do that. The suppressor makes it so you cannot change the barrel. I'm like, well, I got to get rid of the suppressor now if I want to change the barrel. They don't jibe. Your 4 criteria, you got to get rid of a couple if you want the other 2. And then the number 4 is the most retarded one I've heard. Diversity. Imagine like wanting diversity just for diversity. Just for diversity. Oh, you are a dope. Maybe they'll learn. Well, I guess this kind of goes hand in dick with that. I don't know who this guy is, but he makes a great point here saying the government has raised your kids. And it's, I think a lot of parents have thought that on and off, but parents will usually insist that, no, fuck that, I raise my kids. It's kind of a pride thing. You don't want to be a parent that didn't have the majority of the input as far as your child's raising your child goes. But this guy puts it in great perspective in that you might have wanted to raise your kids and you thought you were, but you're not, and you haven't been. And now we're seeing the result of a government raising your kids. And we just saw that last clip, that little kid, it was raised by the government. That was pure propaganda and brainwashing from the schools, what they see online, TV show and movies, everything. And, you know, a parent that isn't 100% in their kids' lives 100% of the time, which I'm saying is impossible, has to try to combat this brainwashing that's gone on for quite some time now. So listen to this guy. He's very astute.
Don't be surprised when you send your kids off to Caesar and they come back as Romans. Like, that's it. That's it, man.
Oh, it's John Lovell.
You're wondering why everyone's gone woke and has no idea what bathroom to use anymore. Just if like, what happened to our kids? I'm like, well, you gave them to the government for their entire childhood. You saw them at dinner and you attended their sporting events, but the government raised your kids and social media helped and video games or whatever, but you saw them every day, but you didn't raise them. You didn't log enough hours each day to counteract all the poison and time wasting and ideological propagandistic crap that they were getting fed year after year after year. And so millennial generation and now Gen Z has gone woke. And we feel like, oh, what happened to my daughter? We raised him better than that. No, I mean this in love, but you didn't raise him at all. That hurts to say because I know it hurts people to hear. And we trusted that they were being taught good information that wasn't undermining our values. But there's been a psyop in play for decades, which is undermining our values and waging war against the family unit.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff right there. And it's true. They told us they were doing this. I recall a book put out by one Hillary Rodham Clinton called "It Takes a Village." It was years ago, and the whole thing, the point of the book was that, yeah, you have a kid, it's your kid, but we're going to have some say in raising that kid, right? It takes a community of people, a village, to raise your kids, and the word village, it's very innocent. It doesn't really put forth what the truth is. We will raise your kids wouldn't be very comforting as a title, would it? Huh? It takes a village sounds like, well, I have a kid and I'm in my little village and I need to do something. So I'm going to go to Betsy over there and say, could you watch Junior? And she's part of the village and I'm part of the village. And now I could do what I want. My kid's safe. Village takes a village. That was the lie The lie is the word village. A hostile bureaucracy. You wouldn't be so quick to hand your kid over to some faceless bureaucrat that's going to sit there and pump your kid full of propaganda and nonsense. But the village word sounds nice. I know everyone in the village. We all work together here in the village. But that was absolutely one of the steps in, hey, assholes, we'll raise your kids. I don't care what you want to teach them. I don't care what traditions and family values, American ideology you want to teach them. We're the village, motherfucker, and we'll teach your kid. And that's what they're doing. And we're seeing the fruits of their work when you see assholes like that kid. And just the pandemonium, the utter pandemonium going on in this country, and the lack of ability to think and reason things out and be logical and look at something and be able to know what it is, not what someone told you it is. And that's unfortunately where we are. They planned this for quite some time. And, when that book came out, It Takes a Village, it was very controversial. All the right wing and conservatives were saying, fuck you. I raise my kids. You don't raise my fucking kids. And, Hillary just laughs because she knew. She knew the plan was already in effect. It was already in effect and working on your kids. In the schools, in the entertainment field, everything. So that guy, day late and a dollar short, but he brings up a good point. They raised your kids. And when you see some of these issues, and then you think back, okay, was it ever different? Was the government raising your kids when they were going to school back decades ago? And were the parents raising them? Because a lot of kids have a very strong recollection of, not really being parented all that much. They'd give you, your TV and, dad might have been there for dinner. He's off working. He'd go to the game. So it was different, though. I think the parents had a lot more say in what you were seeing and doing, and what the schools were teaching you at the time. So even though they weren't technically hands-on any more than they are now, I still believe they were. But even if they weren't as hands-on then as they are now, even the hands-off raising of kids back then was more regimented, more traditional. You didn't let your kids watch shitty television. For the most part, you were more involved with what was going on in schools. If something was being taught to kids, especially sexual material in school, it was immediately known by the parents. You didn't even have to go to the PTA. Some other woman, a mother, would get the word out. Do you hear what they're doing? They're showing condoms to kids in second grade, and So now you go, no, we're not doing that. And the school kind of goes, okay. That's what it was. Now you don't have a say in anything. There's laws that are in place in certain states and cities right now that say that anyone in charge, anyone of authority in the schools, they don't have to tell the parents about what they're teaching them and about discussions they're having, sexual discussions they're having with your kids, and all that shit. You don't know about it anymore. So I don't know if the parenting itself, sitting down and, hey, son, I want to teach you a thing or two, is any different, any more or less than it was. But that peripheral stuff not even peripheral, the majority of what your kid is learning the second he leaves your site is propaganda and nonsense, and the government raising them. So, guy brings up a great point. Whoever the fuck he is. John Lovell? Jim Lovell was the astronaut. John Lovell. I'll have to check more of him out. Don't you like when you check someone's video out and you're like, wow, this guy. And then you check out another one and they're completely unhinged or liberal or something. I thought that was a good guy. And now he sucks. So I don't know. So if you enjoyed that clip,
Then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.